Welcome everybody to another episode of CEOpen Mic. Today I'm hosting Marina Martini, new founder of a new company called, if I get it wrong, please correct me, Martini's Affiliates. Is that correct, Marina?
Right. It's right.
All right. Just a few words of the introduction. The veterans of our industry, especially in the affiliates business, might know Marina pretty well. However, due to how the market is constructed, Marina wouldn't be saying loudly about the name of the company that she worked for last couple of years on LinkedIn. And we're gonna deep dive into that topic today because that's really not an obvious thing. But after that, a little bit too long introduction. Hi, Marina. So nice to have you.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you for having me here.
Let's start easy. Would you be so kind to say when did you get into iGaming? How long are you in the industry? And a little bit, what's your story?
Okay, for sure. I'm in the industry more than 10 years, I guess. I was pretty fresh when I came to the industry and I learned from zero. I go to a network. They were focusing that time. It was binary. It was not crypto so popular. It was not iGaming. It was mostly binary. Nutra was really popular on the market, sweepstakes. And I just came because I lost my business. and I decided I need to try myself in something new. I came to the company also with one of my best friends. We started from zero, learning, participating. First event, it was first event on Cyprus. It was first events in Moscow. It was I do remember the first Sigma, how everything started and where they are now. So step by step,
True.
I understood that iGaming is growing. Like maybe 8 years ago, iGaming started to bring much more than other verticals, I guess. That's why I focused on iGaming. I was always on marketing side, on affiliate side. I was head of affiliates. I was team lead. Then I moved to chief marketing director. And finally, step by step, I learned a lot, let's say, from those years. And I do believe that I'm pretty ready to start something mine, my company, a network. For now, we will cooperate with our friends, with our trusted brands, whom we are working for a long time. And I do believe, but maybe in future, my brand also will be launched, but it's, let's say, in few years. Let's have a call once again and talk about it. For now, only network is coming.
Well, not only network, because that's
Yeah.
basically a whole new business for you. I deeply admire people who decide to leave the warm and loving environment of big corporates, big companies, and then decide to jump into the cold waters of doing your own business. And yeah, what made you do it? Why the decision?
For last 3.5 years, I was in one company. It's pretty big holding, one of the biggest in the industry, coming from CIS background, let's say. And I understood that I don't have a space where to grow. Like, I'm pretty good with marketing, with everything. My team is working, they're successful, one of the successful team in the holding. But uh, regarding myself, I don't have a space to grow because I cannot go to product side, I cannot go to platform side. It's just not allowed in the holding. You have your position and you must be strictly focused on your position. And then I thought that it's time for my to challenge a bit myself and maybe go out of my comfort zone, but to learn, because I do believe when you start something your own, you're risking your money, so you will be pretty fast in learning. And even if some part of technical or product side I was not responsible before, now I'm pretty fast with learning. I must do it because it will be my product and I will be totally responsible for it. So mostly I felt myself too comfortable in the holding, and I decided that you must do everything to grow, and I will not be, even if I change, for example, other company, I will be on the same position because that's what do I know? I will be in the marketing. It will not be something new. It will be a new product, of course, but it will not be a totally new experience.
But I wanna stop in the moment where you said you felt that you could not develop yourself anymore,
Yeah.
that you hit the wall. For those who are listening to us and those who don't know you, could you give us some image of what was the scale of the operation that you were responsible? Because we talked before, and I know it was huge, but
Yeah, for sure. It was marketing team, and we were responsible for paid traffic. So monthly, it was in good months, it was more than 20 millions. We were successful. We were going big, going hard to go home. So we were going big. We were covering all till tier three countries. Let's say we were covering Latam, we were covering Asia, we were covering Africa. We opened Arabic countries. MENA was under us. We were not much working with CIS countries because we still have a background and we still have families in CIS countries, and we didn't feel so much safe to working with these countries. But all till tier three countries were covering by us, and we were spending not a million. We were spending more than 10, 15, 20 millions, and we brought back this money to the company. So we were not only spending, but we were quite good working a business unit which were responsible for paid traffic. Uh, Paid traffic mostly. We were covering also reputation of the brand. We were covering part of retention because without retention, paid traffic, it's not possible to work with it. So it was all under my division.
And then you did not say it, but I will add to that majority, if not everybody who listened to us, who ever been to any of the big shows in the industry, they obviously have seen the stands of that company that you worked in. It's very well known.
Of
And
course, we have
still,
ambassadors who is best football players. We are sponsoring the
yes.
best football teams. We are promoting ourselves as much as it possible due the regulation of the countries. And if you love Spain, you know my company.
Yes. And then you got yourself into the position that would be a dream job for, I suppose, lots and lots of people. And what exactly do you mean when you say you couldn't develop yourself anymore? You hit the wall and you said, "Hey, if I want to expand as a person, I gotta leave that." You couldn't go to your boss and you couldn't say, "Hey, give me something more." You didn't do it for some reason. And so, how does this work for all of the people who are listening to us and they've never been into this kind of situation?
Actually, I did. I spoke
Oh,
with
okay.
my boss.
Okay.
I spoke with the owner of the company what I can do more because I feel myself like I'm doing pretty the same job for almost 3 years. And okay, we are growing in numbers, but it's we are not growing in like I don't have more to add. We covered all the paid traffic. We took the best affiliates from the market. We are competing with Bet 365 and we are on a good numbers. like we made everything what we can do, and I spoke with my boss what I can do more, what can I be independent from the company, can I work with you independently as a separate business unit who is under my responsibility. We spoke about it, but we didn't find any solution what company can offer more, let's say,
Mhm.
because of I guess reputation, because of the safety programs, they were not able to provide me something more. And then I was pretty open with them. I said, okay, so I'm going to try myself. I'm opening a new network. Can you be my supporting partners, let's say?
Mhm.
They said, of course, come to us when you will be ready. We will support you from the start, at least,
Mhm.
because you made a good job, and we respect you and we wish you all the best. We do understand that we are not able to give you something more, and we do understand why you want to grow.
Mhm.
So it was pretty natural, came to end, let's say,
Mhm.
because you can take more responsibilities in the company, but you cannot be CEO of the company, let's say,
Yeah.
because the owners are pretty into operation and they want to control everything. I don't understand. It's a big
Mhm.
holding, and they are not able to lose it.
Which, of course, makes some sense
Of
from their
course, for
perspective.
sure.
Yeah.
On their place,
Uh,
I will do the same.
most likely, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Mhm.
Yeah. All right. So I think it's safe to assume that at some point the resources that you had were nearly infinite. I mean, if you wanted to open a new geo market, most of the people I talk to, they would calculate. Oh my God, to have an office over there, that would be like, I don't know, whatever, 20,000 euros. Man, that's quite a lot. I assume that from your perspective, A, managing this kind of budgets, and B, this not being your money but being some kind of holding corporate money,
Yes, for sure. Mhm.
I suppose you would be like pretty open to experiment and pretty open to find the basically it's easier to spend money. That's what I'm trying to say. But however, I do remember when we talked just before we hit the record button. You said that your company had a pretty structured way of entering new markets, and at some point it was like very efficient and very repeatable process. Again, if that's not a secret, it would be great if you shared how that worked, because that was a very eye-opening knowledge for me.
Yeah, we have a pretty structured steps by going into market. By the first, we always choose markets where we do not have competitors. We were not going to the markets which were covered by our competitors.
Mhm.
We do understand that maybe the country is richer, maybe they have more money, but we have a competitor, so cost of FTD will be higher, LTV will be lower, retention will cost us more than going to the market where we don't have our competitors. So when we are going to the market where we don't have our competitors, by the first we're doing analytics. We understand what language, what culture, how we need to localize, uh, which way people use to pay money. For example, in Latam, we have mostly in one geo. Let's say it's a small country in Latam, not popular one, but mostly all payment transactions were made offline. They gave cash in
Mhm.
some tobacco
Mhm.
shops or somewhere where you can put money on the phone. They gave a cash and then they got money on their account. And that's what you must to learn before you're going to this market, because you can use Visa, MasterCard, but people don't have cards to pay.
Mhm.
People
Mhm.
make money in cash. They have salary in cash. They have everything in cash. They pay for their home in cash. They take money. Like, you need to understand how to operate in this market, how to walk in this market, and you need to be ready for it.
Mhm.
And then, of course, we are using mostly in we do understand the structure, and I do believe the best structure how to go into market is to cover everything, all traffic sources for you. If you can go offline, that's a perfect way how to come on new market. If you are not allowed to go offline, you must cover as much as you can by the start, so people will learn about your brand, and then retention come in, and then you took money from this market, but by the first you invest, and our minimal investment in new geo were started from 3 million, like less than 3 million we have never spent to try this market. And that's how it works. Also, regarding regulation, when we are doing marketing analytics or when we were doing research, we started from regulation. Some countries, they have a regulation, the normal way how to go on this market, like Mexico, Argentina, or some other countries in Arabic world, let's say. But other countries, they don't have a regulation, and you must be ready that one day regulation will come. So you need to prepare yourself before that day came. That's why we always used to work with local people. That's why we always try to hire local teams, so they will help us to know by the first what is going on in the country. Because if you don't have locals, you can do whatever analytics you do, but you do not understand. So locals are your way to understand the market, and I guess it's the main way how to really see if it's working or not. Like in Africa, we were covering all Jews in Africa, and in each country are different. Each country, they have their own way how to cooperate with them, how to do operation, how to promote your brand. So it was totally different marketing campaigns for each country, even if it's pretty similar region with similar traditions, let's say.
And how would you do it in terms of, let's use some random example here. You enter a new country in Africa, country A, and somebody who you hire locally tells you that, oh my, you know nothing about my country. Let me tell you what to do. And that person, I expect that kind of runs the operations at some point because that person understands the local market. I'm not sure if I'm correct here. I can see I'm not. So it's more of an advisory, right?
Yeah, like usually we have not one person. We have
Okay.
one person who help us with regulation. We have one person who help us with payments. We have one person
Right.
with some kind of popular guy who is our ambassador. He are not supposed. He's supposed to be connected to the sport, but he can be just a general man, let's say, because mostly it's a man world with a man betting.
Yeah.
So for each type of operation, we have specific person who is responsible. Of course, we had a lot of issue with local people, working with local people. Some guys, he's supposed to do content and he doesn't answer any calls when he got his iPhone. So there are a lot of issues. It's pretty easy to talk about it, but it's not pretty easy to run. But it's still working the best, even if you have some, because for example, you hire an amazing person from UK who was responsible working in the UK regulated market, and he's coming to Africa. What he can bring? He can bring only the vision of how growing up the product in UK, but he's not local. He doesn't know how it works in Africa. For example, in Burkina Faso, we are cooperating with a lot of sport bars. They're sitting there, they have one account, they invest all money in this one account. and they split. If they win, they split money. If they lose, they lose money, and that's how it works. And you need to be prepared that it will not be one way, like a perfect story how to open any new country
Mhm.
or any new region. That's if someone try to consult you how to go to this region, and this agency, for example, or this person was never working in this industry, it must be just like a fail. Let's say, for sure it will not work. That's why I do believe that locals bring you vision how to make it, but of course responsibility are on you. Only you can decide, are you going like this or not, are you spending money in this or not, how you will spend money, the budget and everything, it's only on you, but they give
Mhm.
you tips how to make it better, let's say.
Uh, yeah. So the reason why I'm asking that is that I've heard all of the horror stories that there are. I've heard the stories about even big companies, not to mention small, being scammed. That
Of course.
you could take the best recruitment agency there is in the market, and they will not recommend the best person. They will recommend a neighbor of the recruiter, and they split money. I've heard the stories that even if the recruitment agency will find you somebody who's good, they might not be motivated by the factors you think they will be motivated. So, just a simple example, you would think that if you're going to pay somebody good money and you will say, hey, if you're going to achieve this and that goal, you will get even better money. For my European thinking, that would be a great motivation. For some of the tier 3 countries, it's like yeah, I got some money and I don't have to do anything more. I'm good, even if the knowledge is there, even if the experience is there. I've heard all these stories about the cultural differences, that a simple mistake where you hire somebody who's good, they want to work hard, they really want to be the part of this. But for instance, the mistake is that the headquarters, the person who talks to that person from the headquarters is a woman, and that's a problem, and that person will never work with women or never treat women seriously. And I mean it. I've heard those stories. I've heard the stories where people were giving up and saying, okay, I'm not going to hire local because that's too difficult due to cultural differences, money talks, all those things. So there was an idea to hire expats. I'm going to hire American, UK, Swedish, or whatever person who lives in that foreign country for 20 years, and they're going to be a great advisor. This doesn't work as well. Um, so the question I want to ask you is, with all your experience with opening all those countries, how did you know that, hey, we are being scammed? It just doesn't work. The maths doesn't sum up. The KPIs are not there. Let's cut it. Let's start again because it's not getting nowhere. How would you know that?
We've been pretty scamp a lot, let's say.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
it's okay. Like when COVID came and we all finished working in the office and start to work from the home, we were scammed not only by locals but even from others workers who was working in 5 jobs, let's
Mhm.
say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's life, it's okay. You must understand pretty fast that someone is not delivering what do you want. And for us, in some geos, for example, Asian geos, we had a good point where we hired someone local living in
Mhm.
Europe. For example, there are a lot of Philippines living in Europe
Mhm.
and they know the market, they know the people, they can help us. And for example, they're working on some hard jobs in Europe, they're doing the dirty
Okay.
job, let's say. They want to come back to Philippines, and but they want to have a European money there.
Makes
So
sense. Mhm.
that was the one way how we cooperated, and they were not scamming us because they were respecting the job. that they're doing European money and living in their own country with all their relatives, with families, with everyone. Latam was pretty hard, let's say. It was harder than in in Asia, because Asian people usually quite respectful, let's say, and they want to make money. Latam is working differently. They don't want to make money. They're pretty good. So it was really hard, and we had a cooperation with local agencies. We had a cooperation with Spanish people, all Latam people living in Spain. So we were trying to find the way how to cooperate. With the Arabic countries, it was pretty difficult also, but like for example, in Morocco, it worked okay. In Algeria, we had some issues. So there is no way how to succeed with locals, how to find the perfect motivation. Like you need to be open for all the doors and try to find all the ways how to motivate people, even if they're not motivated just by money, they're not motivated working in big European companies. So like just still find people, because I heard a lot about scam from payment companies. Like we had a lot of issue working, trying to find the agents who is really responsible, who will cooperate with us, who will not steal money from the people and from us, let's say. So yes, it's hard. It's not a tier one country, so you take your risk and you understand that your LTV will be much more lower, but the cost of TD also lower, and the way how to grow is bigger, because it's one country. It's like 50 million of people. It's not like all Europe are not do not have a 50 million of people. So yes, you need to find your way, but there are a lot of issues working with tier 3 countries, and if you do think that the European way of working will help you, it will not, definitely. And sometimes like I'm trying always to be calm and understanding, but it's not always working. And if I will shout on some of workers from with CS background or European background, they will tell me, go, go whenever you want. I'm leaving the company. And for
Yeah.
example, but in Latam, that was only the way how they respect us. So how they understood that we are on the same level with them. They shouted at us, we shouted at them, and and by the end of this conversation, everyone understood everything and did their job. So
Hmm.
that's I do believe that you cannot be pretty too good with them. You need to be strong. You need to show that they must respect you. Otherwise, they will not only do not get their money, but they can lose their reputation. We can use other way how to push them. So let's say it was the hardest part of building brands in tier 3 countries, the most challenging one.
What's a very important lesson from what you said, and I want to rephrase it because I want that to be heard by everybody who's listening to us, is that even with those huge budgets, even with those big number of people, processes, procedures, etc., it's natural to fail. It happens, and
Of course.
yeah, I say it because obviously on my daily basis, I work with smaller companies. We rarely work with big corporates or big holdings, and there's this feeling of, oh my, I'm failing. I tried to enter a new market and I failed, or I tried to introduce a new product or new service and I failed. The difference is you failed too, but you tried over and over again and you finally found the way. While it's just normal. This is how it works. It's not that since you have bigger budget, you don't make any mistakes, right?
Yeah, we can fail in one geos and we can lose money, but
Mhm.
why it's better to be a bigger holding than a small startup? Let's say
Mhm.
you have a budget for fails. So
Mhm.
you can try some market. It doesn't work. Uh, you will not close a company after one fail.
Mhm.
And in
Mhm.
small startups, that's why usually recommends for a small company go step by step with small steps, because big steps can bring you to fail the company.
Yeah.
That's why smaller steps give you a longer way, let's say.
I love how simple you talk about it, but how huge experiences come in. I could sense the huge experience and a lot of know-how behind those simple words, and I adore it. To be fair, since we mentioned smaller companies, let's get back to you setting up a new startup. I suppose I should call it a startup, because as we talked at the very beginning, you live in the very safe area. By safe, I mean people around
Yeah,
you
it's
trust
holding. You have a
holding.
technical part, you have a
Yeah,
platform,
yeah,
you have a team who's
yeah.
doing everyday job, and you are mostly just controlling the steps.
Yes. So this is the environment that if you like to work in this kind of environment, it's very you are being supported from all the sides. And then you open your own company, and there's nobody around to support you. I mean, of course, you have friends, of course, you have some people in the industry that know you, and some of them will decide to help you, some
But
not.
some of them not, because I do believe when usually in our industry, oh, we are friends, we will support you.
Mhm.
But for me, in our industry, money talks. If they do not do money with you, they will never support you.
Mhm.
If you give them less competitor offer, let's say,
Mhm.
they will never support you. That's how our industry works. Even you have the best friend whom you know for more than 20 years, business is
Mhm.
business. And I do believe that's not much help you that you have a lot of friends or you are popular on LinkedIn, because it doesn't give you money.
Mhm.
Only when you, for me, when I'm just opening, launching my new startup, and that's why I will go by small steps. I don't want to make a big announcement, invest in PR, invest in marketing, and then fail just because I was not able to pay the salary
Mhm.
of the workers. So that's why I do believe that small steps working the best for startup when you risking your own money. Um, just find the safe brands whom you at least know the owner, and at least you do believe that they will pay you back.
Mhm.
It's never 100%, but at least like 50-50. And
Mhm.
also bring some affiliates, not whom you trust, not who is your friend, and but whom you know that they have a quality traffic.
Mhm.
In my startup, I do want to bring all, like now we have a lot of international conferences, and you see CS people next to European people, but you
Yeah.
always see that CS people on the conference are quite shy, openly talk with like brand like steak. I have never
Mhm.
seen that some of Russian or Ukrainian affiliate come to stake and talk about cooperation. Maybe they will come, but they will never start a cooperation because they will
Mhm.
afraid. They
Mhm.
will not understand the manager. They will afraid that they will not able to provide the quality of traffic. They will not be paid. So there are a lot of risk, and that's what I want to do, to connect small affiliates who is not big, the big one. everyone know. So it's
Mhm.
not a point to connect them. But small affiliates with bigger brands, maybe European brands, because they were shy to talk them, maybe they're afraid to walk to cooperate with big brands just because they have a risk not to be paid. And that's the biggest point what I want, to connect them all together and be a platform of cooperation between quite big brands and new small affiliates, because big brands, they have a strategic partners, they're covering
Mhm.
mostly all the market, but there is always window to grow. Even if
Mhm.
you have your media team who producing traffic every day, I don't know the cost of this producing traffic and partners traffic, like mostly will be cheaper for you than your own media team, like PPC. For example, if you have your own team for Latam, you will pay $200 and partner traffic will cost you $40. So that's a
Mhm.
big difference.
Mhm.
And that's potentially what do I want to do and how do I want to be heard in this industry.
I suppose that you could also provide with all your experience that you could provide kind of advisory for those small players that.
For sure, we know what creative working in which country, we know, and also for brands, we know how to read how which retention to use for these players. We know the segmentation of these players, so we can help both part to grow and to give a chance, let's say, for this cooperation, because of course, there are biggest networks on the market who is working more than 10 years, who has their trust, and I'm not in position to com- like, I don't know how to say it, but I'm not in position with them. I will be a small person who is
Mhm.
just connecting together new affiliates with big brands, and I will be pretty happy in this position.
Those who are listening to us right now, they might feel like we are promoting your business now.
No, just explaining the vision. We will not know how it will work because it's still not launched. So I'm just, I just
Well,
want.
I do have a feeling that it will work. But let me finish, please. The reason why I'm digging into that, is that that's a beautiful example of how you play your assets, your experience, your know-how, what you have, into your benefit of creating something new. And this is what everybody who's doing any kind of startup should think of. So you having great knowledge about different geos, different deals between major players, you could actually transfer that knowledge to smaller players, and basically, make them more successful, take your cut out of it. Everybody's happy, everybody's winning, right?
Yes, for sure. By the first, I was thinking to make automatic platform, but then
Hmm.
I understood that it will not work
Hmm.
without a person who is helping you, because you will maybe you always need a person who can support you, because when I started in my company, in my previous company holding,
Hmm.
I started also from zero, and I came to the partners and they said, no, I heard some bad stuff about your company, or I was working and I didn't like it. And we started step by step, just
Hmm.
bring the trust. They cooperate with us, they got their money, they were pretty happy, they told their friends were came to us, so it was working naturally, let's say, because when you are not pushing like let's do fast fast fast, and then by the end you are not productive, it's not a quality, like you
Hmm.
just brought the volume but without quality,
Yeah,
you do
yeah,
not make money.
yeah. And what's the purpose? There's a lot of buzz, but there's no value in it. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah. If I may, when you think about your company, how to what extent do you plan your steps? Is it that you have a blurry idea of 2, 3, 5 steps ahead? Or is it that you have a fully fledged Excel file with every little detail, being written over there with dates and, whatnot? What's your way of doing that?
Of course, I have a strategy, let's say,
Okay.
but
Not
I
everybody does. So, yeah.
okay. Of course, I have a strategy. I have
Mhm,
steps which I must to do, like
mhm,
test the platform, technical part, website in each language, how it's supposed to look. But
mhm,
in this way, and not even in this company, but usually in business, I do believe intuition works for you when
mhm,
you do feel that that's the place where you need to go, and I usually do. That's why I do have steps what I need to do, but
mhm,
I also do believe in intuition and cooperation. Maybe I met some partners, they will offer me something really interesting, and all my steps are going back, and I will follow what do they offer because I do believe it will benefit more than the strategy I made. So even when I was a chief marketing director, I tried to follow the steps I wrote every month for myself for next month. But there are
mhm,
a situation like unpredictable. You have a government issue, you have a war, you have country issue, you have payment fall down. Like it's not under you, under your responsibility. You cannot control the government of this country.
mhm,
So it's pretty smooth that you are going the way market goes. So I do believe that it's good to have a strategy. It's good to have everything written so you will not forget some steps,
mhm,
but it's not a must to go only by these steps. The
mhm,
market are pretty flexible, so you need to see where are you going, and you need to try, believe, and try some other thing, like not to be too strict to some rules.
mhm. And let me add little thing here, because what you said is having a plan is one thing, and then consciously abusing the plan and consciously saying, "Yeah, I should do something now, but the circumstances changed, and I'm gonna do something else now, and that's my decision, and I know I want to do it." That's a completely different thing than not having plan whatsoever.
Yes,
Um,
of course. If you do not have plan and you don't know what to do, you have a
mhm,
house. I don't believe in house. Like
true.
you will never succeed when you have a house in the company.
Mhm,
You don't have a structure. You no one know what to do and how to do it. But being flexible is kind of normal stuff in our industry.
Also, from my experience, I recommend having, you have different names for that, but pretty easy way to describe that is to have like a pole star, the shining star on the on the night's sky, which tells you where you want to go. Just to give, I don't think I need to give you that example, but just to explain to our listeners, what I have on my mind is that quite often, if you are running your own business and you don't have million people around to support you, it's pretty easy to get involved deeply into certain things. Like, for instance, the strategy to get new clients would be to go into a lot of shows. So you start going to a lot of shows, and the more you go to shows, the more you meet people, you talk to people, you get invited to parties, to dinners, blah blah blah, all that. But at some point, you have to answer yourself a question. But yeah, but why do I go to that show? What's my goal? Why, what I'm even trying to do here? And sometimes you just realize that, hey, half of those conversations I've had, half of those dinners, half of those parties, they were not needed. There was no business for me over there. If I do it for pleasure, great, why not?
But
But if I
company
do it
not no need to pay for your pleasure.
exactly. And this is what you said about having a plan and changing the plan. This is what I'm saying about having at least the big hairy goal of some people
And
call it that way.
also, you need to have a calculation. Like you need to understand if you spend money, why do you spend money? Because
Hmm.
I see a lot of brands are going to the conference, they're presenting themselves, they have girls, boys talking, doing interviews, they're pretty all over the internet. But what did it brought to the company? Like,
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, did we find the new partners? Did these partners started traffic? Did they are successful?
Hmm.
What was it strategically? Uh, the cost of the money we spent, for example, for the conference, it's not so cheap as all other things. Like there are tickets, hotels,
Yeah, yeah.
food, partners dinner, which usually we were covering as a product because we were inviting partners,
Mm.
and it costs a lot. And by the end, if you don't have nothing on the table, you just lose money. And
Yeah.
I do believe that the biggest point when you are a small company, you need to count everything. If you do not count, you will lose it. That's like 100%
Mm.
how to lose company. It's to invest everywhere. Do not count it. Do not check the outbreeding from these events, from the
Mhm.
PR strategy, from everything, and just make like all others do, or how do a big holdings or a big startups. For example, we know a lot of
Mhm.
startups with a big amount of investment. They are
Mhm.
allowed to do it because they have like 10 millions on the background cash flow, and
Mhm.
they're allowed to present them on the conference with a booth and do not count it because they know that investor will invest more money. But if
Mhm.
you don't have these big investors and you are not a second Bitano group with billboards all over
Mhm.
the town, so just count your money.
Agreed. Fully agreed on that. If you don't count your money, you will lose it.
Yes,
100% sure.
that's just
Totally agree.
like how it works because we know that a lot of products, I guess, I don't remember the numbers, I need to check it, but I guess 97% of new products fail the first year because
Mhm.
they don't count money. They think that it's enough to invest 200
Mhm.
euros to bring the platform website and players will come to you. Just put the bonus structure and players will come to you, and they do not understand that to have a good product you need invest at least 5 million euros. At
Mhm.
least in 1 year you need to invest this amount of money to be on the startup level, not even on the middle product. It's
Mhm.
still a startup level.
All right. One last question. Using your experience and now transforming that experience from big company to a startup, who do you think would be the first person or couple of people that you would be hiring for your company? I don't mean the surnames. I mean the positions.
But the first, it's technical, of course, because we have a platform. We bought a white label platform, but I need a technical person because if it's not working, it's like not allowed not to work.
Mm.
That's why
Yeah.
it will be
No chance.
no chance. The first person is a technical person, and the second person I need for network, we are talking only about network, will be business developer because I do believe that find affiliates, it's not so hard. Find a good offers, exclusive offers which affiliates are not allowed to get. That's the hardest part. And
Okay.
to build a trustful relationship with the product, that's more important that affiliates part because affiliates are coming on the offers. They need to see something exclusive or new geos which they were not allowed. You need to give them something to come. So business development is it's a person who can bring you to success and to fail your business, I do believe.
Again, it might be obvious, but for a lot of people, it's not obvious. You did not say lawyer, assistant, anybody like that. I want to say back office people. You said basically two things: a technical person because I need my business to be running, and a business developer because I need my business to be expanding. All the rest of the stuff comes later. If you have
Yes.
clients and clients get good
You have
service,
money, you are allowed to have
yeah.
all the full team, but when you are limited with the money, you must think what is the main
Hmm.
important thing in your company.
Hmm.
The technical part, if it's not working, you are not working, you are losing money. And business development, because if you don't have clients, you will
Yeah.
not work it. Like you don't have
Yeah.
who will pay you.
Yeah. Yet, still, I see a lot of people who invest their first money and quite a lot of money into the best logo there is on the market, the best colors of
Yeah.
the website. And don't get me wrong, graphic designers are very important people, but this is not the first need of a new company, right?
That's why I do believe small steps bring
Hmm.
you, gives you more percentage of success, let's say,
Hmm.
because you do money step by step, you do your better website. Because if you have a good website, I write you, but no one answer me, like it doesn't give me anything if I don't have a
Yep.
sales team who is
Yep.
sitting on the back of this nice
Yep.
website and closing the deals. So I guess I'm more practical,
Hmm.
because I do believe that your website, your PR strategy or something do not sell you, people sell you. And
Hmm.
that's why you need to invest by the first for someone who is enough qualified to bring money to the
Hmm.
company, and then to grow, of course, to expand,
Hmm.
to make a better website, everything. It comes in future when you have enough cash flow to grow.
So let's break the rules for just this one time, and we probably gonna be broadcasting that episode when you're gonna be fully on the market.
I guess.
Um, so if you were to say what do you need most and what do you provide most, why would people be coming to you? What's the benefit? What's the value of working with your new company? Now would be the time.
I do believe that a lot of people know me from my previous company, and they know that I'm enough trustful person. I always paid for what I said, at least.
Hmm.
So I do bring trust and quality over quantity. So I want to have 5 partners who is totally into working with us, who want us to success and who want to success with us. Uh, so I do believe that if you are looking for growing your business, not only with the popular affiliates who has the same traffic but sell it 3 times with higher price just because they have a name, and you don't give a chance for smaller affiliates just because they don't speak on enough good level of English. That's not our potential partners. Let's say. So I just want to see business who is open for something new, and affiliates who is open to trust us, to give us, to try the best from them, not like to think that, okay, we will get paid, I will send them some fraud traffic and that's okay. We do have a fraud system, so we will definitely check the quality by the first, even if product do not red flag us, we will red flag them, because I do believe that reputation, that's what you have and you can easily lose it. So when you build a reputation, I want it to be as a company whom you can trust by the first. So we are open for a partners who is looking a new way to promote their business, and maybe they're open for a smaller affiliates, and they're open to build some strategic cooperation with them, and also for affiliates who are willing to step out of their comfort zone, not to send traffic to the same brands as everyone sent, just to use their brain, think a bit smarter, maybe out of their zone, use not the same creatives as other use. So just to build a cooperation, to be into this cooperation mostly, and slowly grow, not looking for a fast money and high payouts, just to be able to build strategic cooperation where there's step by step growing, using other traffic sources, using our other creatives, growing into geos. So I do believe that strategic cooperation is the best for anyone, even affiliates and partners. It will benefit the most by the end.
Amen. um, all right. Thank you, Marina, so much for such an insightful conversation. That was fantastic to have you. And one last thing about speaking of promoting your Martinis affiliates. Where people could meet you? Are you going to attend shows next year in 2026?
Yeah, this year I definitely do not participate in any show because I'm into technical part. But next year I will be in Sigma Dubai definitely because that's strategic conference for us. There are a lot of people who are not allowed to come to Europe, but they're allowed to go to Dubai. So it's not only a lovely place to be, but it's really a productive conference for us. So definitely Sigma Dubai, maybe IGB Barcelona if we will catch the time and will be launched till this time. So IGB Barcelona and Sigma Dubai.
All right. Again, thank you so much. That was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much. It was really lovely to talk to you, and I hope that everyone who is listening will get some point from our conversation.
I'm sure of that. Thank you.
Thank you.